Hello and welcome to Raptors Report. Let's start today by discussing the premise of this video. Fans and followers of teams always believe that their team is getting the short end of the stick when it comes to media representation and expert predictions. There are 30 NBA teams, and national media shows have limited airtime with which to cover them. Of those 30 teams, perhaps 5 of them are going to be serious contenders for the championship, and as a result, shows devoted to pulling in as many eyeballs as possible are going to discuss the few teams that they think have a chance to win it all. I personally believe that the Raptors deserve to be on that short list, but are they? ESPN's The Jump did a 10-minute segment on which teams were best equipped to deal with the unique circumstances surrounding the Orlando playoff format. In this 10-minute long segment, the Toronto Raptors were not mentioned once. In fact, Rachel Nichols had this to say.
The Bucks, they're 3 games ahead of the Lakers for the league's best record. They're followed by the defending champs, the Clippers, defending champs, the Clippers, defending champs, the Clippers.
Defending champs, the Clippers.
No, man. No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
While I'm sure you could dig up 100 other talking head show clips to find instances of Raptor disrespect, I think that one of the biggest shocks to me was that Las Vegas also rated the Raptors pretty far down the list in terms of contenders. Vegas has the Raptors in 6th place to win it all, behind the Rockets and the Celtics. They have the Raptors as plus 1,700 to win everything, which means that if you bet $100 on them, you'd win 1,800 if they manage to repeat as champions, meaning that they consider the Raptors a bit of a long shot. Overall, I believe that the Toronto Raptors are being slept on, and I'm going to break down why. One of the major reasons that the Toronto Raptors should be considered a contender for the NBA championship is their unbelievable defense. The Raptors are second in the NBA only to the Bucks in defensive rating, and one of only 2 teams that have a defensive rating under 105. The Raptors have a number of incredibly skilled veteran defenders at every position. They can throw out a variety of lineups to match up with opposing teams, and they don't have a major weak spot like a major rotation player who is a poor defender. Marc Gasol has long been one of the best interior defenders in the NBA, using a combination of size and smarts to make life difficult for interior scorers. And Serge Ibaka is an excellent rim protector with quick feet that can blow up opposing pick and rolls and block shots around the basket. That big man tandem gives the Raptors a very fearsome front line that can and has neutralized opposing scoring bigs, with a great example being Gasol holding All-Star Joel Embiid to 0 points in a game this season. The guards and forwards are also skilled and seasoned on the defensive end. I've done an entire video on OG Anunoby's excellent perimeter defense, and Siakam, Lowry, Powell, Van Vliet, Hollis Jefferson, and even the rookie Terrence Davis are all good to great defenders at their respective positions. The only weak defender that receives any amount of playing time on the team is Matt Thomas, who plays spot minutes, and even then the advanced statistics say that he's not a complete disaster there, only a mild negative. Defense isn't sexy, but as we saw in last year's playoffs, it's effective and why the Raptors shouldn't be overlooked. Another big point in favor of the Raptors is the layoff. According to Man Games Lost NBA, the Toronto Raptors have suffered the 3rd worst spate of injuries this season, behind only Brooklyn and Boston. Despite the layoff, Brooklyn will not have Kevin Durant this season, as he made that clear recently. The Raptors have been banged up this season, with injuries coming to virtually every single member of the rotation. Why this is a benefit for the Raptors is because most of these injuries are wear and tear related, like Marc Gasol, who not only played in a finals run, but also on a gold medal Spanish national team this past summer. Getting a few months off will help the Raptors heal up and get fit for the resumed season, and we're already seeing the Raptors' commitment to fitness during their times off. Despite being the 3rd best team in the league this regular season, the Raptors weren't even close to being at full strength. The league should fear a fully rested and healthy Toronto team. Watching the Toronto Raptors during my adolescence, and during the entirety of my adult life, has shown me how much of an advantage a veteran team has over a younger, less experienced one. Look no further than the Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets in 2014, or heck, the Raptors versus the New Jersey Nets in 2007. Despite the Raptors being the superior team in the regular season both times, the Nets went on to defeat the Raptors in the first round. Most of this can be attributed to youth and inexperience versus seasoning and wisdom. The Raptors are a team of battle-tested veterans, young and old, who have been through the ringer and won at the top level. Being in the pressure cooker of the playoffs and knowing what it takes, what to do, how to remain composed, those are all qualities that the Raptors have exhibited in spades. There are very few question marks surrounding the Raptors roster. We know what they're capable of. It's pretty difficult to statistically rate how much or how little coaching affects the outcomes of games. Subjectively, I think it's pretty evident how proper coaching can transform a team from an also-ran into a contender, like the Bucks going from Kidd to Budenholzer, or the Warriors going from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr. Nick Nurse has done a fantastic job both last season and this one, and I think that one of the most important characteristics for a coach to have in the playoffs is the ability to make impactful adjustments between and during games. Are you getting burned in a certain matchup? Adjust the coverage. Is a certain play exposing your opponent's weakness? Keep going back to it. Another big element to Nick's coaching style that will help the Raptors in the playoffs is his willingness to do something unorthodox in order to win a game. For example, utilizing the box and one versus Steph Curry and the Warriors in last year's finals gave the Raptors a huge boost. The diamond full court press against Dallas this season helped the Raptors overcome a 30-point deficit, going to 3-2 and 2-3 zones in order to throw off opposing offenses, and so on and so forth. That's all going to help the Raptors come August. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate for a bit. The Raptors have two big weaknesses that I believe are conflated. The first is that the Raptors lack a true superstar, and the second is that they have an inconsistent offense. As every Raptors fan witnessed last season, having a bona fide superstar player erases so many of the issues you can have as a team. Having trouble scoring with your set plays? Give the ball to Kawhi and let him ISO. Need a big defensive play? Kawhi comes out of nowhere and steals the ball. Need a last-second Game 7 basket to win a series? Yeah, we all know how that turned out. Having a generational superstar talent is one of the most important determinants in winning an NBA championship, with some former champions having multiple superstars on their roster. The Raptors do have all-stars and lots of good players, but are lacking a true superstar, which could seriously hurt their chances to repeat. This season, to make up for losing Kawhi, the Raptors have relied on a balanced offensive attack, with multiple players chipping in and sharing the scoring load. This, combined with the rash of injuries, has made the Raptors' offense less consistent, less potent, and a potential weakness heading into the postseason. The Raptors have had really good regular season teams in previous years that faded when the lights got bright, a lot of the time because their stars didn't step up. Is this team different? Well, I guess we'll see in a few months' time. Thank you to all of the subscribers and viewers supporting me, and to those who aren't subscribed yet, please give a subscribe and hit the bell icon to be informed when my videos are available. It really helps the channel. Check out my Twitter at Raptors Report for more Raptors and NBA content. Thanks for tuning in to Raptors Report, your source for in-depth Raptors content.